Welcome back to Weekend Express. So as 2017 draws to a close, Google has launched its 2017 Year in Search, the 17th annual look at the year through the lens of Google search trends, uncovering unique searches and queries that grab the attention of Kenyans and the world. Since the year began, the year's most trending searches revealed that Kenyans turned to Google to search more about the 2017 general election searches related to the elections, occupied 6 positions on the list, on the top 10 trends. This included the likes of events and media personalities as well surrounding the elections. And when Kenyans were in keeping up to date with the local political scene, they sought to find out more prominent figures and global events. Let's take a look at some of those searches and to find out rather what Kenyans have been searching out throughout the year. Some of them will come up on your screens right now. The top trending searches of 2017. We have the IEBC results, which was the most searched aspect this entire year. We have the NASA coalition, the Jubilee Party, NASA flag bearer, the presidential results as well. So those are just some of the things or some of the trends that people were searching for a lot. IEBC topping the charts, of course, because it's been quite a political year. Gambia, Kenyans were keen to find out what's happening not only in Kenya, but countries around them. As you see, even Zimbabwe coup was one of the biggest things. Despacito, which was one of the highlights within the entertainment industry this year. Let's take a look at the next one. The top trending people. Former President Mwai Kibaki, there was a lot of fake news throughout the year of him passing away. So he was one of the top people who were searched for a lot in 2017. Babu Owino, Ezra Chiloba, Janet Kanini, Nicholas Biwott, Robert Mugabe, Joseph Nkaiseri, Nderitu Gachagua, and Jimmy Wanjigi and Chris Msando. Out of that 10 list, we know 5 of them lost their lives this year. Trending events, what were Kenyans searching for? The Kenyan election, of course, being the very first thing there to scoop the position, the lecturer strike, and dare I say the biggest fight of the year, Floyd versus McGregor, the Confederation Cup. A lot of football was also there. Zimbabwe coup, the hurricane, as well as Easter 2017. So that just gives you a highlight and an aspect of what Kenyans have been searching for throughout this entire year. And to discuss this topic even further, I have a well-enabled panel this morning that will give you better insights of what it is that you've been searching for and how it's all connected, be it the politics, the sports, the entertainment, and so forth. So closer to me is Evans Bet, who is a digital executive. Next to Evans is Medri Nyambura, who is a digital producer. And next to her is Mo Karanja, who is a radio presenter. Guys, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Let me ask, I'll start with Nyambura for you. What is it that you saw on the trends that you didn't expect to see?
I think what surprised me, first of all, was Mwai Kibaki. Why did people believe that story?
It's the whole thing where we do it online, where
you pick a story that's not been, fact-checked and you carry it all the way. Yeah. And I think I expected to find Njambi Koikai, given the situation she's been going through. I didn't see that. I was surprised. Yeah. And I was happy to see Nyashinsky. Very happy. Ooh,
we'll get to the entertainment aspect.
Yes.
All right.
I was very happy to see him.
What about you?
I think for me, what surprised me was seeing Gambia. I think not many people knew much about Gambia before the whole transfer of power and the whole coup and the change that happened. And I wish I'd seen a lot more of the discussion around cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah, because Janet Kanini was the personality discussed, but we didn't discuss about the problem that is becoming a huge one in this country, a huge health risk. And I wish I'd seen more of that this year. That's
true. What about for you, Evans?
Well, for me, what was surprising is that the consumption of local content, and I'm glad there are few songs, top songs, dances from Kenya, and a bit of Tanzania bongo. So that was a surprising aspect for me.
Actually, Dorothy from Google, the head of PR, was actually saying that this time around we were searching less of Nigerians and more of our own music and our own content, which is a big step for our industry.
Exactly.
Let's take this bit by bit with the political aspect, right? It's been a political year for Kenyans. Yes. A lot of this was happening online, yes, courtesy of the political atmosphere. Yes. The ABC results, the presidential elections, Ezra Chiloba. He was a big trend.
Yes,
he was a big trend. Chilobe, exactly. And you saw some of the hashtags as well as memes, e.g. the Wanjigi challenge. I want to start with you, Mo. What did you think How do you think social media really shaped the political forum this year? Because we even saw a lot of these political candidates using the digital aspect to reach out to us, the younger generation. So how do you think social media really shaped this last election?
I think, first of all, we've always consumed our news through mainstream media. And social media is debunking that. It's changing that, because now a lot of people seem to be getting a lot of their news from digital sources first before they move now to mainstream media to confirm those sources. And it's really, really interesting to see how guys were using that and forming a whole world of their own. Like it's like the digital world is a space, an entire universe all on its own. Everyone is funnier there. And I think the one thing I love about it is it allows people to give feedback. Because on TV, on radio, and even on print, there's very limited channels for feedback. But social media allows you to talk immediately, give feedback immediately about something. And it's always a good thing, because a story can run and take a mind of its own even before it's been handled, before it's been verified. But it's been amazing to see just how guys think. It's exposed what we really are as a people, how we think, and how we consume news. It's an exciting thing to see.
It is. Do you feel like a lot of the young Kenyans, especially who are voting this year, their vote was very much affected by the online aspect?
Oh yes, because again, the voting patterns, the act of voting is an informed exercise. Exactly. It's something that needs information for you to be able to decide on who you want to choose. And if we're getting our largest source of information from the digital space, which is not always true, it means that sometimes we can be misled or sometimes we don't have the facts straight. So I feel a lot of young people got the chance to vote, but what we're not sure is whether they voted based on the right information.
Aha. All right.
Well, Mo should also tell us, what's your opinion? Do you think that people voted according to what they saw online? Were they influenced by...
Definitely. It's hard to ignore that, man. Especially, like I was telling someone the other day, I don't switch on a TV anymore to watch news.
Right, exactly.
I stream it.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people are doing that now. There are a lot of people who follow news on Twitter and they don't feel the need to watch something on
Wait
TV.
for the 9 p.m.
Yeah, they don't. So I feel it affected a lot of people.
Right. Okay. What about for you, Evans? How do you think social media really shaped this election?
Well, first I tend to agree with Mo. Looking at the social media spaces that we have, the applications that we have, that's Twitter, Instagram, and also WhatsApp. Most of these played a huge role in influencing conversations. We saw conversations from the two coalitions that were there. And most of it is that these conversations went offline. So that's why when a conversation is trending on Twitter, people will go to Google to find out why Msandu is trending and all that.
Yes, yes, yes. Medrin, for you, let's talk about the NASA flag bearer.
Yes.
Because that's when everyone was like waiting. And I remember seeing this hilarious meme of where someone sort of covers the eyes of Raila Odinga, and they're like, oh my goodness, the tension is, killing us. Let us know who the NASA flag bearer is. What do you think, or rather, how do you think for you this election was shaped by social media?
I think I'll base it in two arguments. Number one, it was used positively by leaders who were able to communicate to their base through social media in a language we young people understand, number one. And that also allowed for people to ask questions. Like I'll give an example of the Nairobi governor. I'd see people saying, what are you going to do for a specific place, maybe Kasarani or whatever. So that worked. I think what worried me a lot was how much people were hurt by information that was shared on social media and had not been confirmed, especially the propaganda stories. There were so many stories surrounding Raila, Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta, all these stories that were false, and people bought into them and they started attacking each other.
The fake news aspect.
The fake news. So in as much as social media worked, I feel it's hurt so many people, and people are very abusive as well. I was worried about that we haven't figured out a way to curb negative comments. So people get so hurt and attack each other. And there's someone who once told me the tribalism that was there in 2007 physically was later transferred to social media. because people have the gift of being vague and you don't know who it is. It's just a name and a fake profile picture. So it works positively, but negatively as well, and I feel no one is talking about it.
And I think there's one thing that has really stood out this year in terms of politics is how entertainment and politics were tied in. We saw President Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto, our DP, as well as Raila Odinga, sort of do like a collabo mix with Ditima, right?
Yes.
We saw also Tibim, the song.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So those,
The dub.
And you will see actually, and the dub.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are searching the issue of what is Tibim. It was one of the top trends. What is Tibim? For you, how do you think our entertainment industry tied into with these elections? Mo, I'll start with you.
Well, I don't think it's a new phenomenon because I'll take guys back all the way to Unbogable in 2002.
Exactly.
It's not new because a lot of the people who show up to vote in this country are usually young. And the fact is our voting patterns point towards a declining voter base in terms of the guys. We're growing as a population, but not all of us are turning up to vote because I believe that for the August 8th election, around 78% of this nation showed up to vote. And that's not necessarily a good thing because there are other places that have higher numbers. So they're trying to use things that people relate with. You find an anthem, you find a clarion call that guys can rally around, and
celebrities will bring in a certain demographic.
Exactly. That's the whole idea, that you bring people to a space where you can get guys to feel, you know what, that guy gets me. When he sings a song that I know that's popular, that guy gets me, and that's why I like that guy. And it's also another thing that voting can also be a very emotional thing. You can vote for someone simply because you like them. Exactly. You might not necessarily know what they're about.
Their manifesto.
Yeah, you just like them. And that goes a long way because you saw our president trying to do the whole dab thing. We saw so many anthems, and they were catchy. That's the other thing. They stick in your mind.
Those songs are very addictive.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very catchy. And I think that did a big part in making memories last in the minds of our people.
I mean, Evans, do you think that it would be wrong for celebrities to endorse politicians? And this is one thing that came out a lot, where you have your favorite celebrity endorsing a certain political candidate that you may feel that you do not agree with. And in return, it affects the popularity of this candidate. Would you say that celebrities coming out to endorse their political affiliations is something that they should be doing?
Well, for me, I think that's the worst misconception that we've had this year.
Right.
That comedians or artists or people in the entertainment sector should not endorse certain political aspirants. Well, if you look at other countries, look at the States.
Yes.
We had Kanye, we had everyone.
Oprah endorsing Obama.
Or Trump. Well, looking at the local scene, our artists have received the most flack online. Guys were bashed. If you went to the comment sections, you'd see guys being bashed for either endorsing Uhuru or Raila, which is wrong. We all have opinions, we all have our feelings, and we have the right to support any candidate, which was wrong for me.
Nyambura, your thoughts on that?
I'm so tired of the argument that entertainers and comedians and artists and creatives should not, give their their preferential political candidate. Here's the thing, before I entertain you, I'm a human being with a brain, allowed to pick whoever I support based on their ideology or how I feel about them. So I believe every entertainer, every actor, before you owe the audience any entertainment, you owe yourself the truth. And it's fine to have a brain that decides who you prefer politically. So I thought comedians getting, the backlash because of supporting people. Seriously though? Really? That's what you're going to do?
You'd even recall there was a time when Sauti Sol tweeted something.
Yes.
Man, I tell you, those guys trended for 3 straight days.
Yes.
Receiving flack.
Yes. Because of political affiliations.
Just a
comment.
statement.
Yeah.
Well, it was neutral, so...
But they still got flagged for that.
So the flag was from both sides.
All right, okay, so we want to take a quick break here on Weekend Express. When we'll come back, we'll still talk about the issue of sports. A lot of the things that you guys will also be interested to see is the fact that Kenyans were searching how to lose belly fat fast. The difference between this year's searches and last year is the term fast. And then how to make pancakes. I don't know if you guys know how to make pancakes, but
those are men.
Evans, can you?
Those are men.
Those are men. Yeah. But those are the ones, because what is it with pancakes? And those are the things that we'll have to come and discuss, because it's always the #1 trend on how to in Kenya for the past 3 or 4 years, all right? We Can Express takes a quick break, but we'll be right back.